May I come in, sir?
Please come.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir.
Sit down. Soumya,
Yes, sir.
this is your third interview.
Yes, sir.
So, what happened? Why you could not get through in the earlier two interviews? What was your marks like?
I got low marks in interview, sir. I got 154 and 142.
Okay, let's go through the interview first. Okay. You migrated from, you're basically a chemical engineer. You have studied chemistry.
Yes, sir.
And you also worked in Aurobindo Pharma, I find, after doing your chemical engineering, right? So what were you doing there in Aurobindo Pharma? You were applying whatever you had learned?
Sir, I was into sales for 3 years.
You were not applying what you had learned. Okay. But why this switch, desire to switch from private sector to the civil services?
I was preparing for civil services even while in job, sir.
And why the switch from engineering to anthropology?
There was no chemical engineering as optional there, so that is why, sir.
But why anthropology? Why not sociology, for example?
Sir, options were limited. We attended counseling. They were only suggesting 2-3 options. One was mathematics.
Since you are leaving engineering so bad.
Yes, sir. And Telugu literature was another option.
They didn't suggest philosophy or political science or history.
In Hyderabad, not many options are available, sir.
You completed your MA in Anthro?
Yes, sir.
From IGNOU?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how much did you score? You got a 75. You got a 75 percentile.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Good, that's good marks. So, do you think, since you are a student of anthropology, do you think it is a good idea scientifically to have interracial mixture? For example, these days, because of demographic shifts, people of different races are interacting with, say, a person of a Mongoloid race is interacting with a person of Indian or Dravidian or North Indian kind of way. And so, Indian boy gets married to a Japanese girl, for example. So, do you think anthropologically it's a desirable thing, or it is not? Racial purity requires to be maintained.
Biological anthropology speaking, there is no purity of races, sir, and there will not be any ineffective genes which would be formulated if there is interbreeding, sir. So biologically there is no problem, and culturally also there would increase diversity in the races, and it also increases the cultural harmony. So it is advisable, sir.
What do you think about? What do you think about homosexuality? Should it be legitimized? Should the law permit homosexual relationships or formalize homosexual relationships?
Yes, sir. They should, and there are also no laws which ban. Earlier, there used to be Section 377, but it has been prohibited now by Supreme Court also. So it should be allowed. At the same time, we need to look into the prospects of same-sex marriages as well.
Do you approve of same-sex marriage?
There should be right to choice. If we are not approving, it is leading to lavender marriages where they are settling abroad, and that is leading to brain drain also. If they are settling here, there is polarization, there is isolation of these societies, no integration, and the actual dream of our forefathers, which is to go for pluralism, it is getting damaged, sir.
These are very conflicting concepts. You want to integrate people who are deviant. So, tolerance is one thing, integration is quite another. Um, are we near anywhere? Because these questions did come up before Supreme Court, or in the courts they have come up, but we are not getting anywhere near this stage. Anyway, so you are teaching, you are freelancing now. You are teaching anthropology in some Vision IS classes.
Sir.
How do you like this present job as compared to what you were doing in Aurobindo Pharma?
Sir, in Aurobindo, there is no direct interaction with the customers. So here, the interaction with the students is, it gives, earlier it used to feel monotonous, but now I really enjoy what I'm doing, sir.
So that is why you think civil services is the place for you, because you would like to interact directly with the people.
One of the reasons, sir.
Hello, Shravan, Soumya. Good evening.
Hello, ma'am.
So why Shravan Soumya? Two names in a single name.
Ma'am, Shravana is Nakshatra. I was born in the Shravana Nakshatram, which is why my parents named me.
Okay. What do you mean by Soumya?
Sir, ma'am, mythologically speaking, it is one of the names of Parvati, but also in English it means soft spoken.
So are you soft spoken to your students?
Most of the time, but backbenches, when they start making noise, maybe I'll become Soumya or something.
So you have done chemical engineering from IIT Gauhati. See,
Yes,
to
ma'am.
enter into IIT, you must have studied a lot. Yes. You must have struggled
Yes, ma'am.
to get a seat in IIT.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Then it must be a dream to many to enter into IIT and get a job out of it. So once you got into IIT, why you left IIT and want to become a civil servant? Do you think you have your lack of skills in engineering so that you wish to become a civil servant and be in an administration part of India?
Ma'am, I learnt a lot in my engineering also, which I will take forward to administration. Having said that, during my engineering, I got exposed to NGOs and the kind of work the civil servants do. That gave me opportunity in order to think of my choice.
But you wasted one seat of IIT. And when you dreamt of becoming civil servant?
During my first year of graduation, ma'am. But I'll definitely, whatever I have learnt in my engineering, I will take it and use it in my administration so that the seat is not wasted and the
How you can use chemical engineering, the knowledge you gain from chemical engineering in the administration?
Ma'am, the awareness of the chemicals and the environmental safeguards, I would use it in my administration. Ma'am, having said that, we learn upscaling. We practice at lab and we implement in the industrial level. So here also we can use it in pilot projects and then implement at the larger scale. And the skills which any engineer has, objectivity, teamwork, problem solving, I will definitely implement it.
What is a catalyst?
Catalyst is the process where you can increase the efficiency of any composition, or you can say fasten the process.
Can you observe any of the chemical reactions in this room? Just see the room and tell me what all the chemical reactions happening in this room. Few of them, example.
Apart from inhalation and exhalation, here, ma'am, AC is working or not, I don't know.
It's not.
Now, for the moment, I can't think of it.
We breathe is a chemical
Yes.
reaction. Okay. Tell me the difference between covalent bond and van der Waals bond.
Ma'am,
What
I
is
don't
covalent
recall.
bond? Do you recall it?
Very vaguely, ma'am, I may be wrong, that is why.
how do you teach anthropology in a different way compared to, you must have taken coaching from someone else, right? So how do you differentiate? How do you teach in a different way?
Ma'am, one would be completion of the syllabus. For me, only 10% is taught.
Sorry?
Entire completion of syllabus was not done to me. Then integration with the previous year questions would be another which I am introducing, ma'am. And thirdly, use of pictures, visual representation makes people more attracted is thing which I am doing differently, ma'am.
Any other thing? How you teach your students?
Ma'am, using documentaries from time to time, assignments, so that there is more integration of the knowledge, internalization of the knowledge.
What do you understand by the statement, caste is not essential in present time?
Ma'am, in the current society, people are not bothering about which caste person belongs to. They are mostly bothering about the class, where we have moved from caste to class, ma'am. And then there is lot of intercaste marriages. It is more than 10% now. So people are going for intercaste marriages. They are get rid of their caste. Having said that, ma'am, in rural areas, caste is still an element of identification of the people and the occupation and also the location of the houses. So this way we are in continuing, and also we have.
Can you cite a famous judgment on caste?
Ma'am, SC/ST subcategorization, which is given by Supreme Court under Davinder Singh case, is one recent judgment, ma'am.
If you were given the choice of taking caste or religion, what will you opt for? If you were to choose either caste or a religion.
In which particular subject, ma'am?
You have a religion, right? Yes. You have a caste, right? So if you want to choose any one of them in general, what will you choose?
In general, religion, ma'am.
Why?
Because this way at least there are only 6 divisions in the society, and then religion is very close. I am from Tirupati, so religious practices are very close to my heart.
So you're from Tirupati. Yes. See, we are hearing about a lot about VIP entries. What do you think? What is your opinion? Should we allow VIP entries or should we ban it completely?
Ma'am, VIP entries must be restricted to only the high dignitaries like ministers, who cannot spend much time in lines and all. They have other better things.
Why they can't spend time?
Ma'am, they have lot of other important problems to take care of in the country.
They can worship the God in the home itself, right? Why they want to come to the temple if they don't have time?
Ma'am, temples are also really cultural integration, where if they go to temple, maybe other people will also come. They are also huge revenue source. So this way temples are needed, ma'am. Having said that, for others it should be restricted, and there should be only 2 days in a week for VIP entry. So rest should not be restricted. So this way maybe we can go for better crowd management.
Good. See, why we have tickets like darshan tickets in temples? Why not free darshan for everyone? See, there are stages of tickets, right? Yes, VIP ticket, 300 rupees ticket, and normal darshans and all, free darshan, sarva darshanam. Why do we have all this? Why can't we let everyone go on a free ticket?
There are different sevas, ma'am, like more than 20 seva are there in that temple. So Suprabhata, Archita. So that is one of the reasons, ma'am. Secondly, there are other reasons, like we need to have.
All these are created.
Yes, ma'am, they are created, but they are also according to the Agama Shastra, which have been written by our ancestors. So
see, even though they have Archana and everything, all the darshans you are telling about, but that's what I'm asking you. Why don't we go in free? What is the purpose of taking?
Yes, so there are lakhs of people who visit temple every day. So if we allow free darshan, maybe it will lead to more stampedes. So there has to be certain restrictions, and different regulations are required in order to demarcate the people. So these are some of the reasons.
If you were given the task to manage such kind of situation, how can you manage? Free darshan is allowed. There is no ticket. How will you manage? What all measures you will take to manage such kind of crowd to avoid stampedes?
So pre-registration of the people, how many people are going to actually turn up, and then facial recognition so that in case there are any anti-social elements, we can curtail that. And the use of drone technology, multiple entry and exit points, and then using of barricades, like 100 people should be situated in one room, and then after the darshan of them, other 100 should come. So this way, I would demarcate, ma'am.
Okay, good. What is your opinion on live-in relationship?
Ma'am, live-in relationship are progress in the society because of westernization. So there is right to choice for people to choose their partner. So I do not have anything against it. Having said that, ma'am, people should not forget the values which they are born into and which their forefathers have given them.
You're contradicting your own statement.
Ma'am, there is right to choice, ma'am, but people should not get exploited also in the same way.
Acha, tell me, if a couple thought of being in a live-in relationship, after few months they thought of coming out of it, what rights a person should have when they come out of a live-in relationship?
Ma'am, if they have any children, who should the child belong to? And then consent in the relationship, intimacy, etc.
Consent would be there. If they are entering a live-in relationship, it is with total 100% consent.
Yes, ma'am. In between, if there are any issues. And then right to privacy also, which is now may be violated if UCC is passed in Uttarakhand. So these are the things I can think of.
If they don't have child, if they are not having child, what are the rights they should be having?
Just, ma'am, just the rights of the couple which any marriage has. The right of sexual monopoly, the right of sharing of resources, all the rights should be eligible for.
When they come out of a relationship, I asked you, not when by having relationship.
I cannot think of any.
Take you said UCC,
Yes, ma'am.
right? Do you think India is ready for uniform civil code?
Yes, ma'am. On a pilot basis now it is being implemented. So we should see the challenges which are going on so that we can implement at the national level. But we need to first check it at Uttarakhand. What are the challenges which it will face and then implement.
What do you think? State interference in the personal matters is necessary?
Ma'am, when there is exploitation in the form of forced conversion of marriages, or when there is exploitation in live-in relationship, or when there are different laws where there are human rights violation, then state should interfere. Otherwise, it will not be the true meaning of secularism in Indian context, ma'am.
You said exploitation. You mean exploitation of women or human, right? See, nowadays we are hearing many cases that with the sections which are meant to protect women are often misused by women. Why? Why they are misusing the sections which are meant to protect them?
Ma'am, majority of the laws in India are not gender neutral but women biased. So there are several chances where women may use it and to throw false cases on the male counterpart. But ma'am, there are isolated incidences. We cannot generalize that all the cases are fake cases.
No. I am not telling all the cases
Yes,
are
ma'am.
fake cases. See, I have the recent Bangalore case also suicide and section 498A. So why it is happening that nowadays women are misusing the sections which are meant to protect them? Is it because of the excess education or the awareness or?
Yes, ma'am, the legal loopholes is the most important reason. And then secondly, the family, whether they are supporting these women, that should also be taken into consideration. And the entire society is also at fault, where whenever any crime happens, they tend to blame the male counterpart. So
what do you think? Has time came to have special laws for the protection of men also in India?
Ma'am, majority of the cases, women are the victims. So that is why isolating.
Even in one case, if you do, if you're not doing justice, then it is not justice, right?
Yes, ma'am. There should be gender neutral laws, not male commission or anything. But it has to be thoroughly checked, ma'am, and investigated by not going for any biases or personal opinions.
So, what is the sixth schedule? Tell me what is sixth schedule.
Sixth schedule is the special powers which are given to 4 states of Northeast, and they are given. This is based on the context that tribals are capable of governing themselves. So they are given political powers, judicial powers, and also administrative powers.
Who are tribals? Who are tribes according to, in general, anthropology?
So tribals are the social group who have political autonomy. They have a territoriality, and unique customs and traditions are followed. And having said that, they have gender equality. These are the things I can think of.
What do you think Ladakh should be added in the Schedule 6?
Yes, ma'am.
Why India's government is so reluctant about it?
Ma'am, government is in the talks with Ladakh in order to see the viability of 6th schedule status, because there are challenges with respect to national security. There is Chinese intervention, so we cannot fully let go of Ladakh. It is a strategic point, but still we are in the process of negotiating, ma'am.
Can you memorize any of the event from your past which you think that it could be better?
My previous interview experience, maybe I could have done better, ma'am.
What are the learnings you got from that?
Ma'am, one most important learning is don't contradict the board. I made one extreme statement that I don't agree with you, sir. So that was one problem, ma'am. And secondly, maybe I would improve on my chemical engineering knowledge, which one board member entirely focused on. So these 2 things I would like to take on.
Then when you don't agree on certain situation, what's wrong in telling that you don't agree? Why do you think it is a wrong move?
Because, ma'am, I am inexperienced and they are retiring civil servants. They have seen a lot more. If they are giving any opinion, we should respect it. And we should think that there is some right in that perspective rather than arguing in that context.
Have you heard recently the legitimacy and the parental rights of a kid born out of a extramarital affair? Have you heard about this judgment recently?
Exact name of the judgment I'm not aware of now.
No, have you read the news?
I believe
What is it about?
there are several news items with respect-
Recently, just 3-4 days back.
Maybe I'm not sure, ma'am.
Okay, what if, see, your boyfriend or a husband is involved in an extramarital affair. He came to you and said, I have been into sexual relation with some other woman. How will you tackle this situation?
Ma'am, if it is a one-time phenomena, maybe there would be negotiation in that aspect. Otherwise, if it is a recurring phenomena where it was a choice which was made deliberately, and then there would be breakdown of the marriage which would happen, and maybe I would learn why I was not aware if these things are happening around me. So I'll have to be more vigilant. Maybe I try to introspect on if there are any things which could have been done differently.
What if he says, I am in love with that person? I'm not sexually involved, not doing anything, and I am in love with that person. What will you do?
Then there would be breakdown of the marriage. I'm married woman. I've been.
Acha, okay. You're married. Sorry, I am not aware. Okay. So there would, even though he told you very genuinely, honestly that I am loving someone else, and I love you also.
That will not happen.
Acha, a person cannot love 2 persons at the same time.
I do not believe so.
You do not
unless
believe.
they are parents or other generation altogether.
Okay. Good. So you must have heard recent Allu Arjun stampede in the. So what do you think about it?
Ma'am, it was the fault of the actor as well. At the same time, the police personals must have also acted in the prior manner by not letting all these happen, let it go out of hand. So it could have been prevented, ma'am.
What is the fault of the actor?
Ma'am, he was given notice that crowd show will not be allowed, but he started the crowd show way back 2 stations before the theater itself, which pulled masses of the crowds into the theater, which was not at all managed properly by the.
If you are supposed to defend him, how will you defend him? You have to defend him in this case. How will you defend him?
So, ma'am, he has worked very hard for 3 years in order to get this movie out, and it is a very good movie also. So, he has right to see the audience reaction on how his hard work gets paid off. So, that is the motivation, and not to hurt any fans or make chaos or any safety issues.
Through any rights from this constitution or through any sections, can you defend him?
Ma'am, Article 19, right to freedom of speech and expression, right to reside, right to live, right to walk in the freely in the society.
What do you think? An celebrity who are popular in crowd will have restrictions? See, all the fundamental rights also comes with reasonable restrictions. No?
Definitely.
They are not absolute. Then how can you say that Article 19, he has every power to speech and expression?
But he did not know the veracity of the situation, no, ma'am. So it was not a deliberate move in order to kill people. It was a collateral damage.
Collateral damage. See, recently, okay, good. Recently, Trump has implied tariffs, right? And today he uplifted the tariffs also on Mexico and Canada. So, what do you think about it?
And this kind of sudden change in policies, it is leading to global disruption, and it is affecting India's stock market and even rupee value also. So a person at high stature must not make unnecessary comments without looking at the veracity of the situation or the repercussions of it.
What do you think of Make in India?
Ma'am, Make in India is a successful scheme.
Is it a successful scheme?
Yes, ma'am. And with the amalgamation of public.
But the manufacturing sector has declined in GDP.
Ma'am, we are on a path towards Make in India, although there could be little disruptions in the form of fallen GDP. But ma'am, in the long term level, definitely it could improve our capital expenditure, and also it will improve our skill development in the long term process, ma'am.
Then tell me why why the education system is more focused on the professional education rather than skill development.
Earlier, we were focusing on professional education, ma'am. Now we have vocational learning, and also Telangana has a skill university also, which is being set up.
Primary education I am talking about. We are not concentrating on developing a skill in students in the primary education, which is very tender, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We are only concentrating on grades, marks, and all. Not why?
Ma'am, the meaning of education is based on how much marks we are scoring.
Seriously.
According to the society terms, which is why we are moving towards rote learning, ma'am. But now with the new education policy, the focus on moral education, value education, social education will definitely change the perspective of education, ma'am.
If you were to change 3 things in the primary education, what would it be?
And most important would be the mother tongue, teaching in mother tongue. With respect to even tribal children, which is not a phenomena now. And ma'am, secondly, the dignity of labor must be taught at the earliest stage rather than focusing on how much package one would get after they clear this. And thirdly, ma'am, the exam pressure should not be put to the primary education level so that they will learn it in future on overall development of the child.
Okay.